If you've ever wondered why leaf springs might break, Tim is about to elucidate.
So this is the leaf spring off our TR4. It is part of the suspension, so it means you can go over bumpy roads and you don't damage your back and destroy your vehicle at the same time. You can see it's attached at either end, and in the middle, when you go over a bump or whatever, it compresses and it actually sort of straightens out. So it's finally given up and it's going in the bin for replacement. But it's only part of the suspension setup on any car, because something which often gets overlooked, that is a shock absorber. And my concern is that because of the state of the springs on the TR4, the dampers are actually shot as well. Now here's how it works. Here we have a cafetiere. When I push it down, it'll actually resist me. And the same again on the return. It's actually absorbing some of the shock. We've gone over this bump, the spring is compressed, it wants to extend again. That thing's going, nope, I'm not allowing you to extend back to speed, I'm going to slow you down. Now, there is only one way to test something on a car, and that is to do an experiment. And for this reason here,
Why are we sitting in the back of your truck?
Yes.
Eating sausage and chips?
We're going on a journey to test how shock absorbers work. We're going to drive down this road here and go over 3 speed bumps, eating sausage and chips. Then when we get to the other end, right, I'm going to take the shock absorbers off the car, just have the leaf springs on it, turn around and come back at the same speed, you guys doing the same thing. Hold on tight. Okay, so here goes the first run. Shock absorbers on, and here comes the first speed bump. And I can see that the guys are still happily managing to eat their sausage and chips without much interruption. And here we come, 20 miles an hour over the second speed bump, and impact, as if nothing happened. Slight movement from the guys. Now here is the final one, and slight smiles on the face, but all good. That is the control run with shock absorbers. Now it's time to pull over, take them off, and do the same run again.
Yes, purely in the name of science, off come Tim's shock absorbers, and in come a brand new set of sausage and chips. Yes, what exactly happens to a car when shock absorbers fail? Or in this case, has none at all.
And let's take the first bump without shock absorbers. And the second one, up to 20 miles an hour. And the car is sliding all over the place. Wow, the difference is... Oh. What the hell happened?
I'm glad it's your fault.
I think that demonstrates the importance of fully functioning shock absorbers on the back of a car.
It goes without saying, do not do that at home. Apart from anything else, it's a terrible waste of chips. Back with the rebuild of the TR4, and work seems to have gone up a notch. The flatting and filling are finished, and the car's body has gone into the paint booth for a few coats of original spar white paint. Always an exciting moment. Fuzz, meanwhile, is at the chassis. The new springs and all-important shock absorbers are bolted into place.
Hey, special delivery.
And the car's now fully refurbished engine and gearbox are ready to go back in the car.
We have what amounts to a mechanically complete chassis.
Yes, when we said this was going to be a full nut and bolt rebuild, we weren't joking.
Right, let's roll this out.
So with the underneath of the car looking like it's just left the factory, it's time for the big moment, the reuniting of chassis and body. Why, it's almost a religious experience.
This is like the first time that they ever docked with the International Space Station. But this is far more important.
Okay, Kirst, do you want to bring it down?
Come forward a little bit more. Back there. Stop. What was that?
Mind the dipstick.
Well, there you see, Phil was telling you to mind the dipstick.
I thought he was talking about me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I thought you were talking about...
on the bed, both
both of us, that dipstick and this one.
Okay, hold it just there.
That's
We've got to
about
put the
right.
rubbers in. I'm going to go with just one rubber in here. I think that's all it needs.
Fuzz is making sure that the shell sits absolutely flat, perfectly on shell mounts, and see what the gaps are and then pack them out.
4 more bolts, and we have a car.
Yes, there is a car, but there are still days of work ahead. And this is where the stops have to be pulled out. The wiring loom has to be connected up.
Is that on now?
The window mechanisms rebuilt, carpets fitted, and the glass has to go back in place, very carefully.
And when anyone fits a windscreen to a car, there's always that paranoia that what if it breaks?
These rear screens for these Surrey tops are completely unavailable, so if we do break this, we've had it.
Should we do it?
And with time rapidly disappearing to the car's big reveal, every little job becomes crucial, and we still don't know whether the thing will start.
One of the most important components on an engine, the air filters, stops all the muck from getting ingested into all the components and then wearing everything out prematurely. So, on they go. Very sporty.
And it's not just all hands on the engine. The refurbished wheels need fitting, new chrome trim bolted on.
I call these things the beauty rings because they make your car look beautiful. Some people would call them headlamp bezels.
A whole new red interior has to be put in place, and a rather beautifully restored dashboard.
But this thing here is now a piece of art.
Right, come on then. Let's see if this baby's going to